this is Alaha. Welcome to the Kindness Show. In this episode, we have a very exceptional and talented guest, Mrs. Lisa Dupre. So we are so glad to have her. She has a lot to share with us today, her life journey and the lessons that we are going to learn from her talks today. The theme of this show is kindness without border, from Kabul to Virginia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, most of Alaha Ahrar. Welcome to this show, and tell us about your name and yourself and your background, please.
So, Liza Dupre, I'm a mother, an entrepreneur, and an advocate.
Great. So, Ms. Lisa, our audience may want to know that how did you get to know me? So, how do you connect with kindness sharing? So, tell us about yourself. And as I told to the audience that you are exceptional, and there's so many things that we will talk today.
Thank you, Alaha, for those kind words. To be here, it's a sacred moment. It's full circle. I met you in the midst of my storm when I got the guts to speak up, and when I fled because of domestic violence with my then 5-year-old daughter. I got the protective order. The county appointed you as my domestic violence advocate, and you were the only person that believed me in a time when the system didn't. And the kindness that you showed me, it gave me strength because I felt that I wasn't alone. And it's surreal, but thank you. And so to be here now, 5 years later, I'm still in my struggle, but I'm not a victim anymore. I'm a victor,
exactly.
And this is proof that there's purpose in the pain. And so I hope that through my journey and the journey that so many other women and children are going through, that we can unite together in kindness and move forward.
Exactly. Lisa, there's so many misconceptions. People believe that women in the United States, they'd never experience domestic violence, or they are very spoiled, their husband left them, and then when they see these movies and then the romance and all those love histories, they all believe in that. So can you please tell about your sufferings, about your journey, that how you faced the situation, that you got into it, and then why you didn't speak for a long time, and what made you speak up?
The first word that comes to mind is fear. Fear is what kept me quiet. I was a 14-and-a-half-year relationship, and you're right, the optics, they looked great, and so did everybody else, especially in our generation. You just see everybody's happy. You don't think that anything's going on, because in the movies you think that it's that you have a black eye every day, but abuse is, it goes beyond that. And I realized when I did speak up that I wasn't alone, and so many women, neighbors, like local people in Virginia. I'm Latina, so I heard from people from my community and even from international women that our plight of mothers, the abuse may be domestic violence. You might be escaping, a war, a bomb, or a war inside, but a mother's love, it gives you the courage that you never thought you had to speak up.
Exactly. So how your trauma and all these experiences that you have been through connects you with the sufferings and pains that Afghans are being through, especially Afghan mothers. So how do you connect yourself to them?
I don't know the exact pain that Afghan women and mothers are going through, but I can share the experience of having to flee with no safety net before the sun rises, because you know that once the sun comes up, it's over. And I fled because I knew that was the only thing that was going to allow me to breathe the next day. And I knew that it's hard to run in fear, but as a mother, my job is to keep my daughter protected and alive, and you will do whatever, you'll go through whatever it takes. And I was penalized because the system isn't always understanding, and life is the way it is, but I knew that in fleeing, it would guarantee me another day and the breath to fight back. And so I know that Afghan moms have it so much worse, because I anchor myself in the truth that I at least have a child to fight for. And so, you know, to the mothers that, you know, they just, when, you know, that they lost their children and they know that they're not going to see them again, and they probably don't even have answers of what happened, and they're widowed, that's an indescribable pain, but it's real.
Exactly. But when I see you suffering, when I see your pain, when I see your tears, every time it breaks my heart, because I feel like your pain is the way that you express yourself is no difference than what Afghan mothers tell me when they talk about their children that they've lost. So I don't see any difference between both losses, because you cannot see your child, and then they cannot see their children. They cannot see their children because they lost them because of the war, but you cannot see your child because of the domestic violence.
Yep.
And then what's your message for those individuals, or that they cannot understand mothers, and then they feel like a mother can be dangerous for her child?
That's such a loaded question, but, you know, all I know is that silence is deadly. And that once the fear of the unknown was greater than the fear of the known, which was the life I was living, I took action. It's just like it happened. And I know that if you're listening out there, and I know you think you're alone, and you're not alone. You know, speak up. And I'm not going to say that it comes with no retaliation. It's not going to be rainbows, because when we speak up, we get penalized because we haven't. And that's why it takes us so long to speak up, because you've been told that nobody's going to believe you, and guess what? Most won't. But you're not crazy. You're not irrational. And pain is universal. We're all citizens of the world. You know, it knows no language. When you see a child,
It's just feeling,
it's, you know, ask a mother in labor. She's not speaking any language.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing with grief, and you see it all over. And it's for the kids. I know it says it's for the children, but only mothers can understand. I'm not saying only mothers, but there's a connection there. And just like a lioness, you know, you will do whatever it takes. You'll flee bombs, you'll flee war, you'll stand up to anything for your child, because that is your job, to fight and protect for your children.
Exactly.
And like I said, that knows no language and no borders.
Exactly. And that's why I believe that the majority of mothers are not dangerous for their kids.
Absolutely.
Because the love and the bond of a mother and a child is like sacred. It's so unique, and it's like it's admirable. You know, every being. You know, like the mothers and every being, she is different. That's why.
One of the things that, and you can let me know if this is something that you guys have experienced, and it's probably more difficult when there's a language barrier. I see it myself in my community, where, you know, Spanish speaking and they don't know, you know, English. We're a little bit, there's more advantage because there's more Latinos in here, so there's more resources, but as Afghani, like, there's not many enclaves and communities, so it's even more difficult, and you find yourself in a situation where you're lost in like a jungle. Like, you know, we have, like you said, we have the rights and we have the system, but if you don't have the resources to hire the professionals to navigate it for you, it's almost like you're not heard.
Exactly.
And it can be very, very lonely, and you know, you feel like there's no hope. But there is. Again, you just speak up, because that's all you have is your voice.
Exactly.
Yeah, correct.
So, Eliza, I'm sure the system has made it difficult for you to see your child. So the days and times that you miss your child, what do you do? How do you cope with that?
I anchor in God, and
That's good.
I have to believe in something, because it's the only thing that's going to get me through this, you know. And Isabella, my daughter, she's still here, and I've mourned and grieved a lot that I've lost those like little girl years. It's like I never, you know, like I missed a chance of playing with dolls with her. But that's okay, because what I want her to know and see is that you get up and you rise up, and it's gonna hurt. Yeah. But you just gotta keep going. It's
It's so
just gotta
difficult,
fight
yeah.
against the battle. It's like yeah.
I'm so sorry. I can feel your pain. I'm with you, and as I told you from the very first day that I met you, and then I got your case, and I promised that I will be by your side forever, and then whenever you need me, I will be there for you.
And you have been, and that's sometimes like when I read about, which is a funny story. So in the midst when I fled, you know, there was a lot of things happened. I returned to Virginia, and when I lost my daughter, I lost myself.
Yeah.
And we lost touch for a little bit, but like Alaha, like she was just the one person that like
You believe
but she believed in me, and she would pick up the phone at 6 in the morning, and because I was just so lost, and she never once told me of any of those things. Like I didn't know anything about you other than you know, and then I one day like I spoke to my daughter, and she's, you know, it was hurtful, and so I went back to the one person, you know, and I Googled you, and I found you, and I read all about you. A little stalkerish, but I did.
Thank you.
And
I like that. Yeah.
And I went ahead and I reached out to you, and you responded like you said you would, and and it's kindness, and like one of the things that really resonates with like your organization is that it's through action. You know, because I've always believed in smiling, kindness. That, of course, we all need that, and that's what we stand for. But you know, you have to be moved by compassion, and you love through action. And when it comes to kindness, it's a sharing, you know, and we share what we can, and you know, when we can share, you know, money, because money is what makes things happen. That's great, but it doesn't take much to share. You can share your knowledge, your time. A lot of times, just an ear.
Thank you.
You know, and that means a lot, because you know, we are all fighting inner demons.
Yeah, I know you face too much challenge in your life. What does kindness mean to you exactly? Like, because yes, like so pain.
Kindness is salvation. It's resistance to the oppression, to the hate, to the negative forces. It's kindness is brave, because it's so much easier to just be bitter and be angry and just and stay in that victim mentality. Because it hurts, you know, and it's very simple, kindness, but it's not very easy to follow through.
Exactly.
But when we do, we rise above, and we're moms, like, and at the end of the day, as a parent, your job is to set the example, to be the role model, and no matter what happens, my daughter will see, and I want to show her what it takes like to be a true warrior, and it doesn't take violence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We can fight with resistance and kindness, and I believe that everybody has the potential to be good and do good, and if you just hold people to the standard of goodness, they'll rise up to meet you there.
Exactly. So like I just got a question that one of our friends said that she didn't get what was your situation. Can you please explain about your situation, and why did you lose your child, and how many children do you have?
I have one daughter. She's 9.5. She'll be 10 at the end of December. And
if you feel comfortable.
no, I do. I definitely do, because this is the thing. Speak up.
That you want.
Yeah, just a little
So the
experience.
the legal battle is still going. The custody legal battle is still going. But in short, the fights got really bad when COVID. I remember it was like March 10th or 11th, and they announced that it was a complete shutdown, and my heart sunk. I said, "Oh man, I'm gonna be locked down." So there's like no escape, and so then that happened, and it got worse, because there was substance abuse issues in the house, drinking and whatnot. And I remember Isabella was Peppa Pig. We used to watch it a lot, and there's a song that says "Peace and harmony around the world." And when her father and I, when the argument started and it got escalated, she started going like this and singing that song in circles. And when I realized that she was developing coping skills, I knew that that was enough. And I began the process of trying to leave the relationship, and it wasn't as easy as like I just want to leave. I learned that then it got worse. The more adamant I became, I called the authorities, and that was scary because it took me so much to call the authorities. I had a coordinated plan even with my daughter's preschool teacher, like an escape plan, and it didn't turn out. The police said that because I wasn't hurt at the time, it didn't matter. But now I knew that I had poked the bear, and they left. The police left, and I stayed behind, and it was hell from there. So then I was able to, with help from family, I was able to get an apartment, same a mile away, so we still stayed. Was there for 6 months, still wasn't left alone, and then tried to come in the house and said, you're done. And I knew what he meant because he had been telling me, and police came like 3 times that weekend, and they told me there was nothing else they could do about it. And that they gave me a no trespassing sign in handwritten, and my daughter's father said that he was going to wait for me outside in the breezeway, and the police said there's nothing they could do about it. And because it was Easter weekend, the court wasn't open, so I'm like, so what do I do? They're like, I don't know. But I knew that, and that if I stayed and I waited till morning, which is what he said to the police, I was done. And so in like wee hours in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning, I left to Florida. I went to Dulles and went to Florida, and the police called me. They were worried about me because they were concerned with his behavior, and that's when they connected me to you, and which is amazing.
Thank you.
But in that process, funny enough, even though I got a protective order and it was granted, he filed for custody.
Yeah.
And he filed first in Virginia, and which had jurisdiction. I didn't have an attorney. I never even knew that he had filed because I was, of course, never served. I was in Florida.
Yeah.
And I was checking my emails one day, and it said something about like WebEx or something like that. And I clicked, and they're like, "Welcome, you're at your trial for your custody trial." I was like, "What?" And that began the journey. And they said that I had taken her from the father, and because I wasn't able to submit any evidence because I didn't know the procedural rules.
Yeah.
They said it was alienation, and they took her.
That was the reason that you lost your child.
Yeah.
So, and then
It's so
since
difficult
then-
in the moment. Like,
Since then, and that's it's not only hard on you; it's hard on your child as well.
So hard on her.
Because she cannot see your mom.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you, as a woman, as a young woman, I've been always in tears and remembering your daughter. That's why I want the world and also your daughter to remember this in the future, that how dear you are to your mom. So she always cries, she always remembers you, she is always in tears when she says your name. So I know it's difficult for both of you, and there's no words that can express my feelings for you right now, but please know that I'm always here to support you.
Thank you, and thank you for letting me be part of your cause. Because one of the things, again, purpose in the pain, and if God brought this to me, He's going to get me through it. But
Exactly.
I believe that I'm strong enough, and if I'm a law school dropout, and if I could get lost in the system, in the jungle, I can only imagine how sad and how much more difficult it's going to be for people that they don't know the system, they're new to the country,
Exactly.
and so it's our moral responsibility.
Yeah, like
To do
my
something.
Friends, the audience would want to know that what made you connect back with us. So why did you come back to kindness sharing to me, and to what brought you back?
there's one universal truth that I always carry with me, and it's that you'll forget how somebody said you'll forget a lot of things, but you'll never forget the way somebody makes you feel. And in that moment, you know, when you feel like the whole world is against you, I mean, well, you obviously know this to a deeper level. Again, you were there and you believed me. One of an interesting balance that I have found in this plight is that this is the most emotional moment. I mean, a mother, right?
Yeah.
But if you're too emotional, you're crazy or you're not stable.
Exactly.
And if you're resolute and you're not showing any emotion, you don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's a fine balance to make sure that, you know, as you realize that, listen, my kid's waiting for me to come save her.
Yeah.
I need to show her what a woman and a mother, the power that we have and what we should do. You know, you get up again, you find your voice again, and you speak up one more time.
Exactly.
Because at this point, I realize I have nothing to lose. You've already taken my daughter, so I'm gonna fight the good fight.
Yes.
And but I'm not gonna let it make me bitter. I'm gonna let to make me better. And so if this was the price I had to pay, I didn't ask for it, but at least something good's coming out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, because you're a strong mom and you're a woman, and like God is standing for you, and like it is your right, no? Because she's your daughter.
She's my daughter, and even the judge said, what's really hurtful is that I had rights. I visit everything as soon as I got back to Virginia, but her father, because he knows that it's a civil case, the police won't get involved, and again, resources and the way that things work out, and in our legal system, it's long, and he's but I'm here. I'm fighting the good fight.
I'm glad that you're here. So, and then what made you feel that you are ready now to spread kindness, to work with kindness sharing? And you called me and you said that you really like the work that we do and you want to be part of it. And it was for a long time that you kept calling and asking, and I was like, I didn't know that what should I say, because we didn't have a lot, and then now that we have a plate which is full, and I have a lot for you to do, and then I was like, and she's always very faithful, she's loyal, and she calls me even though that I'm not working there anymore, but she's calling me and she's asking for questions. It's like it's always easy for me to help you and direct you to the right direction, because that's my field, that's my field of education. And the good thing is that we both share the same field of education.
We do political science and international relations, and
then law school,
and it's just God doesn't make mistakes, and it's hard to understand the reason, and it's painful sometimes, but we're here, and so you have to keep going. I heard this the other day. It's like there are no sad or bad endings or good endings. There's just new beginnings.
Exactly.
That's all we can focus on, and literally learn from our lessons and those of others.
And then now you want to help Afghan women. So what's your message for them? For those who are, there's so many women back home in Afghanistan and also in the United States, Afghans and non-Afghans, that they are going through a lot. So they're experiencing domestic violence, and there's also cold violence as well. So
absolutely,
they're experiencing different sorts of problems, but they are silent. So what's your message for them?
Stay strong. You're not alone. Keep the faith. And it's easier said than done, but you have to believe. You have to believe that there is a way out and that there is a light, because the light does exist. And the metaphor that I like to use is you can be in the darkest room, and if you have just like a small, like a lighter, that one flicker of light is enough to light that entire thing of darkness. And you just put one foot in front. If you use that lighter,
I like that.
and you use that and just put one foot in front of the other, and before you know it, you'll see the exit or something. But
I like that.
And encourage yourself at the end of the day, because a lot of times, especially when, like I say, speak up, but sometimes you can't speak up because it's dangerous, and that
Yeah.
happens in other countries. So
Yeah.
I'm very conscious of that, and so your struggle is tenfold, and it's it's compounded by that. But you can do it, and you're not alone. And there are people like IKS, Lizmar. It's my business, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But people care. Kindness is real, and we're here.
As like your experience, kindness doesn't have any border, and we should be kind to each other,
Yes.
especially woman to woman. No, like this the moment you're speaking, I feel those so much fun. No, like you're
Thank
like
you.
so, yeah.
That's and like the whole woman thing. It's good to see women encourage each other. A lot of times society and stuff, they want to kind of like pit women against each other, but there's so much power in numbers, and again, we got to stick together, embolden each other. Just the other day, I found out that there was a mother going through exactly the same thing, and that was so just like not reassuring, but it made me feel okay. I'm not alone, and it made me feel like maybe I could reach out to her and ask her where she's in her journey, where I'm at. Maybe we can like collaborate, exchange, and because not many mothers lose their children, and everybody thinks it's like something crazy, but it was because I left the state with her, and that's considered alienation.
Yeah.
I've now not seen her or be able with her since for close to 4 years. So same thing, but God is good all the time, and there is purpose in the pain, and so
Exactly.
just never
And
quit.
since that's not my field of education and expertise, I couldn't advise her on your child custody. So that was something very unique. So she had to deal with that issue herself.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy journey for her, but I believe that she will be successful, and one day you will remember these days and you'll laugh, and you'll be like very grateful for what you experienced. And because sometimes all sorts of experience are meant for us to experience them because they make us a better person.
They do.
Yeah.
I actually had a moment yesterday of where I had to pray to God and just say like, I'm not, because losing Bella is hard, but it is hard because I'm still going through it. But it brought me to you, and it brought me this opportunity. And I'm a poli-sci major. I have political aspirations. Justice is like what in my blood, and I'm like, this came because of that.
Thank you.
And so it was hard not to feel a little bit of guilt, because I was like, oh my God, but it happened because of that. But it's just God showing me that there's, just keep walking. Like you're gonna walk through hell and back again, and make it and see it through.
So what's your message for your daughter, and for all other daughters?
I had something written down. Do we have a couple minutes that I can actually read?
Yeah.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah.
I heard that you're a poet as well, right?
Yeah, I try to be.
Especially about your daughter. No, it is so amazing. Yeah.
Yes, and yes, another thing too is just like
it is about your daughter, no? Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
And we have so much in common, like our field of education, and then like this interest in poetry. So which is
I think art is a way for us to express ourselves in ways that sometimes we can't articulate.
Exactly, yeah.
Because we're sentient beings, and we feel. That's what makes us different. The emotions,
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Isabelita, my Bella. Mi niña bella, hija mía. I pray that you always embrace your beautiful, wild, and untamed spirit. That you know that life is beautiful. And while you'll face trials and tribulations, you have the freedom to choose joy. I pray that in the battle you choose to be fierce and never paralyzed by fear. That as the storm approaches, you are strong enough to stand. That if and when you feel exhaustion creeping in, you remember that with the courage to believe and an unapologetic, crazy, blind faith in His divine grace, you will discover an unknown strength that will allow you to withstand it all. Precious child of mine, I pray that in your darkest hour you know that He will illuminate your path and guide you back into the light. You see, the truth is that at the core of it all, there are very few things that truly, really matter in life. And if you know this, believe in a higher power, and trust thyself, you will live a life of purpose. Know that life is beautiful Make every breath count and never lose sight of what really matters. Remember that your freedom is found in that beautiful, wild, and untamed spirit of yours. Lessons to my daughter. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
It's okay.
I wanted to give you a hug, but I don't know. The doctor doesn't allow us
Yes.
to do that. Sorry.
That's
It's
okay,
okay,
Yeah,
but
it's a virtual act,
yeah.
so.
thank you so much for letting me share
It is
that.
so
and
powerful.
thank you.
I know your daughter will be very proud of you. She
Thank
will
you
be
for this
like,
platform,
because
'cause
yes, because
She believes I've left her. She's under the impression that I haven't. You know, she's not going to be a little kid forever, and she's going to see
Yes.
that she's going to be a strong woman.
she
And
will
Yeah.
be a strong
I
woman,
want.
yeah.
This is my parenting journey. This is how it looks like, you know. And that's
Yeah.
and when I'm 90, what's going to be a 5-7 year block of my life, you know,
Yeah.
when you look at it that way.
Yeah, but this is a message not only for our daughter, it's for all daughters. Please know that your moms love you, and then also your dad. So these
Yes.
are the ones that they care about you the most. And please never judge your moms for whatever situation, for whatever decisions that they make, because sometimes life brings them to position that they have to make a choice, or sometimes the choices are made for them so that they cannot do anything. They have to obey the law, or they have to do what is being told to them to
Yep.
do. So I feel for you, and we are sending love and greetings to your daughter and all daughters that they are at the same situation with like your daughter.
Yeah, like I want to change your topic. Like,
Yeah.
So let's
let's
say something.
tell about your family. So like about your mom, your like sibling. No,
So,
tell us about
so
your
I'm the oldest of four, Puerto Rican, Dominican, and something unique is actually, so when I fled to Florida, my mom, you know, I had a cleaning business that I shared with my daughter's father for 14 and a half years, pandemic and me fleeing, that was hard to do. So my mom is always helping like immigrant families with translations,
Wow,
filling out
yeah,
documents and everything else, and I was like, Mommy, like, let's do this. And so, you know what, we, so Lysmar Professional Services was born out of pain and survival, and again, I needed it, you know, everybody needs to make a living, but I was ready to live on purpose, you know, and so that's something that's meaningful, and because I dropped out of law school, that was, you know, it helps like segue, you know, those that can't afford an attorney and with stuff. So we're UPL compliant, we can't practice law, but we do a lot of the filling out forms with you know, immigration, and we help a lot of immigrant families. And then one really cool thing is that we help with business formation, because we all want to be self-sufficient, and that's why we're here for the American dream. And
I like that.
Yep,
So we can connect you with some Afghans who are interested in
Absolutely.
having their own businesses, so you can be there to help
Yep.
them. Yes.
And before that, you know, if anything, any workshops or any ways that I can help myself or my mom and us to just sometimes just like knowing instructions, you know, like where to go, what to do, you know.
Now let's go to the fun part. So
Yes.
what do you do for fun? How do you take care of yourself?
That's an interesting question, because I've been so profound, because it's been recently I've just been trying to get out there and smile and have that courage to be grounded enough to fight for Isabella. A lot of times, you know, it's hard. The pain just gets you, and you don't want to be that like that down person all the time. But for fun, I mean, I adopted Lincoln. He's named after Abraham Lincoln, because he emancipated my soul. But I love just taking walks and just
So
it's weird. It's just like,
a dog.
yeah,
Okay,
it's my
good.
fur baby.
Okay, good. Okay.
And but honestly, I find for fun, I'm living again,
Okay,
and
good.
I'm allowing myself to dream
That's
and
awesome.
to reach,
Yes.
and that's, I guess, what I'm doing for fun.
And the other good thing is, even though you have faced so much challenges in life, so much struggles and pain, but then your spirit and your soul is so beautiful. You're
Yeah.
still there
Thank
to
you.
help. You're still there to do other things for other people, which is awesome.
Thank
that
you.
makes you a very unique and exceptional woman.
Thank
That's why I'm
you.
saying that you are extraordinary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because anyone can be there for anyone when they're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love you when you're happy, when
Yeah.
and then you always love to be around those who are
Right.
doing fun things. But then saying is very different than doing.
Doing,
things, right?
Yes,
So-
and again, that's exactly what we were talking about. When I saw your organization and I read what you were doing, you've had compassion. It exudes through your pores, but you had the courage to take action.
Exactly.
And you were new to this country, so it's
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
like, again, to Bella and to everybody listening, we can do it. Not that there's no excuses. There are going to be challenges. Like, life is wrought with tragedy and all that. But there's just as much love. There's just as much
Yeah.
kindness, and that's what we have within our control. We can choose to do right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I always say, that our journey is like undefined.
It is.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to be there for us tomorrow, next hour.
Yeah.
We don't know what
Mhm.
We
happens.
don't know about our future. No?
We definitely don't, because
Yeah.
I don't think none of us probably
Yeah,
thought that
yeah.
on this
Yeah.
day in 2025 we'd be sitting here,
Yeah.
but we are, and this is a good moment.
Thank you.
And so
Thank you so much.
I'm
so
glad that,
there's joy that comes out of pain.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you
so
so
glad
much.
that this moment and this day brought you joy, because when you first entered the studio, you told me that how grateful you are,
Yeah.
how happy you feel that you have this opportunity today. So
Yeah.
we're very grateful. And
Thank you.
Happy to have you here as well. So thank you so much for sharing your history, and then whatever you wanted to share with us. So there was no pressure. You wanted to come,
Yeah.
and then that's a volunteer. And
Yeah.
also you're not voluntarily. It was not only voluntarily. It
You
was
kind
your,
of kindness.
passion.
Yes.
You really wanted to come and share your
And
experiences with us.
one just like message is that, again, not a mother's love, a father's love, because this is about everybody, a parent's love, but just humanity. We're human. We need to show compassion and humanity,
Yeah.
and that knows no language. It has no visa.
Yeah.
It has no border. We're citizens of the world. So if we can put politics aside for a minute, sometimes just feel.
Love is
Allow
love,
yourself.
yeah.
Yep, love is love.
And how beautiful it is to be real, to not be fake, because we all are human beings. We all have downs, and we all
Yes.
have some days that we are not happy, and then we have some struggles, we have some challenges. How beautiful is that, to be real and share with everyone else? So because every word that we say, there is someone that they need to hear that.
Absolutely, and it's so true.
Thank you so much. You face lots of problems, and still you're kind, and you do something
you.
for others. Like, it is so like the good things. I love your
Thank
passion.
you. And thank you for being an example that women can come together and do good things, because it's power in unity and power in numbers.
So we're grateful to have you. Thank you so much for coming to the show, and we would love to have you as one of the representative of kindness.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a volunteer for now and helping kindness sharing, and we would love to have you as someone that who shares kindness with us. So in the future, from now on till
forever.
till forever.
I'm honored, and
Because
thank you.
What we do today is just today's action, but the results will be forever.
Yes.
So this world will watch this show in the future. Your daughter will watch this, and everyone will watch this show, even when we are not there
Yes.
in the future. So the work that we do, the website that you are planning to work on it,
Yeah.
and then every work that you are doing with kindness sharing, and because we see the results, and that's something that will never die. And I congratulate you
Thank
for
you.
being a very strong and wonderful woman, even though you face so much challenges, but you're still that beautiful woman that you
Thank
are
you.
from in and out. So
Yeah.
it's very important, because some people are having internal external beauties, but not internal beauty.
Yeah, that's
but
what
some people have the internal beauty, not external. But then yours is both.
Thank you very
That's
much.
why I appreciate that, and thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences working with me. So it made me feel good.
Thank you, and I look
Yeah.
forward to, like, again, let's stop the suffering, and
Exactly.
let's be kind. Let's stop the suffering, and all it does is an act of kindness. Sometimes just even a smile.
Exactly. Thank you so much. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.